Vamos a
Now
dar formalmente
we're gonna
inicio a este segundo
formally
día de la
start
edición de
the second
organizaciones de la
day
guía
of the edition
aceleradora.
of our edition
Mi
of
nombre es
AIcceleratora.
María
My
Florencia
name is
Collado, soy
Maria
parte del
Florencia
equipo de
Collados. I'm part of the
BitConnect
team
Américas.
of BitConnect
Y
Americas,
bueno, junto a International
and
Chamber of Commerce
with
estamos
the International
organizando
Chamber of
la guía
Commerce, in
aceleradora
conjunction
2.0,
with, we're
este
organizing the
ciclo que tiene
AIcceleratora
como
2.0.
objetivo
This cycle has the
que podamos
objective
conocer un poco más sobre
that we
inteligencia
can know a
artificial
little more about
y
AI,
poder llevarnos herramientas para
and
que
to
sus
be able to take
organizaciones
with
y
us
sus
some
empresas
tools so that your
asociadas puedan
organizations and your
aplicar en el
associated
día a día.
business can apply this
Estamos
today. Today,
abordándola desde
we're abording
temas
this
como
from topics
ciberseguridad o
as
inteligencia artificial y
cybersecurity,
ciberseguridad,
AI and cybersecurity,
promoción de o generación de
promotion or
contenido,
generation of context,
promoción de ventas o incremento de
promotion of
ventas,
sales,
entre otras tantas
in
aristas.
between so
Así que
many
es un placer
different
que se estén
layers.
sumando.
So it's a pleasure for us that
Tradicionalmente
you're joining us.
hago una
Traditionally,
introducción o solemos
I
hacer una
make
introducción un
this
poquito más larga
introduction that
contándoles
it's a little
qué es Conecta
longer,
Américas para aquellos
telling you
que
about
no lo
what Conecta
conocen,
America
pero
is
bueno,
for
el
those
día de
that
hoy
don't know
tenemos
us. But
una
today,
sesión
we
doble
have a double
con
session
expertos
with
del
experts
Umbria Digital
of
Innovation
Umbria
Hub
Digital
y de
Innovation
Integra, que es la
Hub. I'm
plataforma de
from
datos del
Integra,
BID.
who's the
Así que
platform
no
of
quiero
data of
robarles
BIT.
mucho
So I
tiempo
don't
para
want
que
to
puedan
steal so
aprovechar
much
estos
time for you so
profesionales.
that you can
Así
take
que
advantage of
simplemente
these
a
professionals. So simply,
aquellas cámaras, aquellas agencias,
those
aquellas
chambers of
instituciones que
commerce and
todavía
agencies and no
no nos han
that
contactado,
they don't
los
have not
invitamos a
contacted
que
us yet,
registren
we
su
invite you
institución en
to register your institution in
www.conectamericas.com y que nos contacten para empezar a trabajar
www.conectaamerica.com
juntos para
and
diseñar un
contact
plan
us
de
so we can
trabajo
start to
entre
working together
BitConnect
and
Américas
design a
y
working
sus
plan
agencias.
in
Ahí
between
están los
Bits
datos de
Americas and
contacto.
your agencies. There you can
Ahí
see
está mi
my
mail dentro del equipo
information.
de
There you
Conecta
see my
Américas y mi
email inside
perfil
the
de
team of
LinkedIn.
Connect Americas
Así
and
que
my
los
LinkedIn
invito a que
profile.
nos
So I
contacten y
invite
empezar a
you to
trabajar
contact us
juntos.
and we start to get working
Sin
together.
más, vamos
Without
sí a
further ado,
comenzar a
we're
la
gonna
primera sesión
start
del día de
this
hoy,
first session of today,
que está a cargo
which
de
is in
Enzo
charge of
Falocci,
Enzo Falocci,
que es
who
International
is
Projects Senior
International
Advisor del
Project Senior
Umbria
Advisor
Digital
of Umbria
Innovation Hub.
Digital Innovation
La
Hub.
sesión se titula
The
La
session
experiencia
is named
operativa de Umbria Digital Innovation
Operative
Hub para
Experience of
apoyar a la
Umbria
transición
Digital Hub
digital de
to
empresas
support
e
the digital
instituciones
transition of
en
businesses and
Italia y en
institutions in
Europa.
Italy and
Antes
Europe.
de cederle la
Before
palabra a
we
Enzo,
give the word
quisiera
to
contarles
Enzo,
un
I
poquito
would like
más
to tell you a
quién
little
es
bit
Enzo.
more. Who's Enzo?
Bueno, y decirles que Enzo es asesor
And
senior
tell
de
you that
proyectos
Enzo is a
internacionales
senior
de
advisor of
Umbria Digital Innovation Hub, como les contaba recién.
digital projects
A la
of
vez es experto
Umbria
en creación y
Digital Hub.
gestión de
He's
clústeres,
an expert
asociaciones y
in
redes de pymes
generation and
especializadas
managing
en
of plasters
exportación
for PYMEs
y
who are
gestión de proyectos
specialized in
internacionales.
exportation and
Es
international
miembro
projects.
del Grupo
He's
Nacional
member of the
Cofindustria para
National
la
Member of
Cooperación
Industry for the
Internacional. Es profesor en
International
cursos de
Cooperation. He's a
formación sobre
teacher
internacionalización y cooperación
in
internacional. También es miembro de la
international
Asociación de
cooperation. He's also
Gerentes
a
de
member of the
UniExport.
Association of
Es contador
Managers of
público
UniExport. He's
licenciado
a
y
public
auditor
accountant
oficial
and
registrado del
official
Ministerio de
registered
Justicia de
auditor of
Italia.
the
Así que, Enzo,
Justice
te damos la
Ministry of Italy.
bienvenida.
So, Enzo, we
Agradecemos, sabemos
welcome
que
you. We thank
te
you.
estás sumando desde
We
Italia.
know
Sé
that
que ya
you're
es
joining us from
más
Italy.
tarde, así que nuevamente
So, we know
gracias
it's late, but
a
again,
vos
thank
y
you.
a Luca Angelini, que es
And to
el
Luca
director del Umbria
Gerlini,
Digital
who's the
Innovation
director
Hub,
of
que no se
the
va a poder
Umbria
estar
Digital
sumando hoy, pero
Innovation Hub, who will
está
not
el
be joining
experto
us today,
Enzo.
but
Así que
here's our
muchísimas
expert,
gracias a la
Enzo. So
institución y a
thank
vos como
you.
speaker por estar
Thank your
sumándote.
institution
Yo dejo
and
de
to
compartir mi
Piquet for
pantalla,
joining us.
así
I'll
damos
stop
inicio
sharing my
a la
screen so
sesión,
this way
la
we can
primera
start
sesión
our
del día de hoy.
session, our first session of the day.
Bueno, muchas
Good. Thank
muchas
you very
gracias de nuevo
much.
por
And
la
thanks again
invitación, muchas
for
gracias a
the
Conecta Américas, a
invitation.
todos
Thanks,
sus
Connect Americas,
representantes,
to all the
BID.
representatives.
Para nosotros es un
For
honor tener
us,
esta
it's
posibilidad de
an honor
compartir
to have this
nuestra
possibility to
experiencia.
share our
Y
experience
por
with
lo
you.
tanto,
So
vamos a presentar,
we're gonna
he preparado un poco
present
de información que
this.
ahora
I have
voy a
prepared some
compartir,
information for
que
you
van a
that now I'm
explicar
gonna
un poco
share.
cuál es
That it's gonna explain a
nuestro
little bit
tipología
of how it's our
de actividades
typology
y
of
sobre
the activities we
todo
do,
cuál
and
es la
overall
propuesta, cuáles
which is the proposal, which are my proposals of possible collaborations that we can imagine, thanks again to this kind of events. Just one question for security. Do you see my presentation well? Yes. Thank you. Okay, so welcome to all the participants of this event. Greetings to you. I know that the session is being taped, so obviously it's gonna be available for your organization for the people who were not able to participate. I have 30 minutes to explain my experience. I'm not gonna present everything. I give you my greetings for Luca Angelini, who's the director of the Umbria Digital Innovation Hub. I take care. I am part of the international research of Umbria Digital Innovation Hub to create contacts and relationships with four parts of this in other European countries. So the session for today is very important because it's coherent with the mission and the vision of our organization of developing of international contact to develop projects in conjunctions. So I'm gonna tell you about this later. First of all, if you let me give you a geographical introduction, we are in Italy. In particular, we're in Umbria, which is the region into the center of Italy. Is the region where it's placed the city Umbria, the city is Perugia, the capital of the region. We're gonna have to understand better what the European bishop and the Italian version of Umbria Digital Hub. Essentially, Umbria Digital Hub is an organism without lucre who has its mission to help the businesses, also the institutions, and the representatives from different businesses. I know that so many people in this session are representatives of chambers of commerce, have also been part of the public system towards the process of digital innovation. And you know very well that it's a digital transition. Our digital innovation hub has been constituted in 2017 by 5 founding members who are Confindustria Umbria, Universidad Perugia, Confindustria Digitale, Cluster Nacional of Intelligent Fabric, Institute Italian of understanding the conditions of different, then you understand which is the logic of this kind of organization. It makes sense that it has a multi-stakeholder because we represent this Confindustria Umbria, which is a Confindustria Nacional, which is the biggest industry that we have in Italy with more than 5 million employees. But in conjunction for this empresarial representation, there's the University of Perugia, so there's a scientific word. There's the technological representatives from Confindustria Digitale. There's cluster number of business and institutions that have smart factories, and the Italian Institute of Technology, which is one of the most important that we have in Peru. This should be said that the members are a lot, but just to say that the constitutive add-up shows the vision of multi-stakeholder of our organization, something that's very important of our digital innovation hub is first it has created in Italy because in 2017 the government of Italy has given a push in the creation of this kind of organisms because the moment was very important, very delicate, which is the digital transition. So the government has also created the conditions so that it's organized and organisms without the pain that assist in the creation of businesses of digital innovation. Something important about the Umbria Digital Innovation Hub is part of a bigger network, which is the European Digital Innovation Hubs network. This is very important overall because of our case, because we are going to propose our services and our ideas coming from the possibility that we have being able to make contact with all the European Digital Innovation Hub, which are organisms that are similar to us, but are specialized many times in other kind of technology. With the European Digital Innovation Hub, the answer, the political answer, the strategic answer that the European Union insisting joining the whole European Union in digital innovation. So it has also financed it with a lot of money. All of this digital innovations hub. I repeat, uh, so we are part of this. I will be next week in Brussels, and there's an annual meeting from the members of this network, who as a goal has to get to 2030 with quantitative results of 67.5% of the businesses that work in cloud and use the capacity of processing data in 90% of the pymes will get to the level of at least the basic level of digital competency with the coherent with the market. So here's all this strategic politics from Europa. What are we talking about? We're talking about 222 members of the European network, uh, from which the Umbria Digital Innovation Hub are part of, and these are distributed all around Europe. Something that's very important is not only the number of the members, but also the fact that each one of these members has a special offering in one of or two kinds of technology. This is why when we propose different countries outside of Europe, we always say that we consider ourselves as a bridge in between these hundreds of specialized uh, works and with other countries to solve problems and create solutions to solve needs of digital transformation in a lot of different technologies that are part of the digital transition. This is just one example of, which are the different areas of specialization, the technological special that of the 224 members. And we are talking about all of what right now can be specialized in digital transition. So we're talking additive manufacturing, AI, big data, chemical engineering, cloud service, cybersecurity, and Internet of Things, mobility, robotics, semiconductors, temporary reality. This is a list of all the technologies from which we can look for experts in hundreds of universities and hundreds of scientists that could be coordinated so we can propose solutions to share experiences, because the logic that we follow is to create collaborations, bi-directional collaboration from Europe to countries outside of Europe. So we can have this kind of collaborations, and thanks to this kind of collaboration, new products can be produced and new solutions can be managed. So each of the interested parties can have new experiences. This is very important. This is something that we have just said today. We are part of a very big network that represents basically all the in technological intelligence that we have in Europe, because behind of the 224 digital hubs, there's also excellency of technology. I repeat, there's centers of research, agencies of digital development, universities, also in Italy as well. Well, we are in this ecosystem, so being part of this network, we consider ourselves as a bridge, as I was saying before, in between all the hundreds of different competencies and specialties in diverse technologies and the businesses and countries around Europe as your chambers that are interested in sharing what we can share when it comes to technology, maybe sharing ideas, projects to assist in your companies in the process of digitalization of their processes and of their products. So concretely, what does Digital Hub does, or Umbria Digital Innovation Hub? We can summarize it in 4 areas. The first one is what we have just said before, networking internationally and nationally. And this for us is truly important because we are convinced that the solution can be not found only involving one organization, and many times it's very needed to share the need with maybe many types of organizations, and this can be found in network. So we're working with this. We have a lot of relationships in Europe as well as all around the world. So we can create projects of digitalization. So the technical in assistance of the technical digitalizations for our region and for our to help them in the introduction on the better processing of digitalization. We are part with different roles as coordinators, as solicitors of national projects and international projects that are financed by national and international funds. And we do an activity of information and capacitation technical with our businesses and for institutions above the topic, about the topic, technological topic that of course change the involvement day by day. So this is why I communicate that 2 months ago we did an important event in our lab in Bolbese, in which all had the best experience, Italian experience of AI in different sectors has been presented. So it has been as a kind of event, a national event in which it has been presented, which is the current level of the actualization of AI in the private sector, in the public sector, in different sectors, to promote and create an annual event of considering an evaluation of the state of the digitalization and approximation. The next one will be in June. It is a thing that Digital Innovation Hub does in June. We part of 3 European projects with a budget of more than 6 million euros. These are projects that are financed by the European Commission, and some numbers that are very synthetic of our organization so that you can see that we're working with 800 employees with 100 TD assistance, 60 projects of technology transference, 40 projects of digital transformation, financing 50 projects and 1,000 capacitating different seminaries, and we have agreements, cooperative and strategy with 20 centers of European technology, 28 in national centers, and 9 of 15 digital innovation hubs that I have told you before about. So here I'm gonna share some of the examples of services that Digital Innovation Hub gives in different clusters of initiatives and sectors of technology. In this case, digital transformation and optimization of the processes. There, as an example, we have the digital twin, the automatization of process, predictive maintenance, through the different services which are auditing and personalized practical formation and pilot projects. There's other sectors, as for example, the development of AI solutions for specific sectors of the health sector, agriculture, tourism, manufacturing, and fabrication. Through different services, which you can see to the right, labs, design, collaborative design, technology demonstrations, the sectorial formation. There's another example, the formation example, the education sector. It's very important to create a education continually. So we do meetings and seminars presentially or virtually, continually. The other sector is the cybersecurity that is very important for the businesses, but also for public institutions. In this case, the services that are released in conjunction with the collaboration of public businesses and public security. So to allow the institutions and businesses the institution of this kind of systems and security when it comes on treatment of data. We have another sector that is very important that all of us know because we're talking about we transition. So we're talking about combining the digital transformation and environmental sustainability. So one of these particular sectors, one of the sectors that is more committed in analysis, we do analysis on how to combine digital innovation with a topic that is so simple, that is the topic about transformation of the green transition. These are topics that are completely current, in which we have the need to combine, in this case, not only experts in the digital sector, but also experts in the topic about sustainability and environmental upkeep. We also have also in the sector of technology innovation. So we do this about for startups, which is all about creating incubators and accelerators in the sector of digital technology and particularly in the sector of digital innovation. So we're talking about intercomputer, we're talking about new applies of AI. Obviously, all that we already know that it has been in the sector of AI, in generation AI. So here there's a little bit of examples of sectors in which we do our activities. The model that we use is the following. Obviously, as we have said, the technologies are a lot of them. Obviously, none of the digital innovation hubs has inside of them professionals that are able to answer to so many different technologies and or so complicated technologies. So the role of the digital innovation hubs is to add coordination of different experiences, expertise, and specialization of different actors inside the technological ecosystem. So we made a contact and create interventions and coordinating interventions in between experts of consultory businesses, universities, and in the scientific sector, European or Italian, to offer services that obviously this is a list of categories of destinataries. There's a little bit of everything. There's big companies, small companies, there's professionals, there is public entities, there is or associative organizations. There's different interventions in the sectors of agro and food. There's mechanics, there's the sector of services, there is the commercial sectors as well. So there's a wide array of destinatories of our services. So, in the only big objective ambition is to contribute to this process of helping to the process of digital transition. This is fundamental because this allows us to answer to any kind of question, because behind us we have the contacts in national level and in international level of the best organisms that have the experience, especially in each one of these sectors. This is an example a little bit of the businesses that have been assisting this. There's all kind of sectors and all kind of dimensions, big, small, also multinational. So this is only to give you a little bit of an idea of the number, a big number of the businesses that we're assisting. So I'm gonna end with the proposal, the final proposal that we allow ourselves to share with you today. Thank you. Thanks to the opportunity that we have today to do this kind of presentation. So this is internationalization. Digital innovation has a big vocation of creating contacts in countries also outside of the European Commission. So in this way, the idea is to offer our interest of the possibility of being a hub, a meeting point in between the question of assistance or the question of collaboration at any level that has the expression that comes from organisms as Chamber of Commerce, as businesses, as associations of countries that are outside the Union. And we propose ourselves to create and have a role of aggregator. We have been working in Africa already with a project that has the finality of creating the duplication of the experience, the European experience of the digital innovation hubs. We are also working in Mozambique and in Ghana in projects that are being financed in the case by part of the Europe, Worldly Bank, and also in this case of the different ministries of international commerce. So, but also we have in contact more than 60 countries around the world, and we like a lot to show this capacity to create collaboration opportunities with organisms like the organisms that you represent. So just to end, which kind of projects, not only activities, we propose to share? These are projects that are very in line with what you require and what the financial international financial organisms need to share this kind of projects. I have given you the example of how to build in Mozambique. This is just an example. Organisms that are similar to the Digital Innovation Hub, or to develop a network of experts on the digitalization, so that if your organizations need a technical assistance that is very particular and you don't have this person available in your country, thanks for the agreements that we can do officially, then we can help your organizations to find precisely who's the experience, the European experience. It can be an Italian, it can be German, it can be from Poland, it can be Spain, who is more coherent and that's more capable to answer to the specific needs that you have. Obviously, we are very available and interested in to evaluate with organisms or European organisms the participation in different roles as solicitor, as co-solicitor in answering proposals of licitation in Europe. It can be global team, it can be cultural tender, cultural proposal, or whatever. You need to develop international consortiums outside the European Union so that you participate in the convocation. You are representing some enterprises, so you know very well our topology in the different typologies as well, that we have the capacity to do this kind of synthesis that is the base to be able to take part of international projects, also with the logic of benefiting the mini PIMs of each one of the countries, to foment the developmental collaboration relationships between businesses of institutions in Europe and outside of Europe. I want to repeat, it's fundamental the approach to this topic. How do we manage this kind of needs? In the work of PIMS is advancing through the logic that is a multi-stakeholder logic. So we're not talking as a society. We are a consulting business. We are an aggregator of different competences because many times the need of digitalization needs an answer for which it is important to add different business skills. So this is the real value that we propose. So the function of aggregator of skills of different skills or different specialized experiences, different but complementary. So at the end, of course, we propose this kind of collaboration principally to organisms of like the ones that are taking part of this call, which are chambers of commerce that are local and international. Of course, other kinds of organisms that can be very receptive to this kind of approach is the associations of business of our international hubs. Of course, there's topics about universities that many times are integral part of the international consortium because they are part of the more technological part, but obviously we're talking about activities that create added value for the businesses. So many times the university has a technical role inside of the international consensus, which are organisms that are the most good to get to the end, to get to a result that can create advantages with the PIMs that who are our true target group. And so give me just a second. These are the last three lines and I'll finish. The Center of Research has the same characteristics of the college. Public institutions, this is important because many times this kind of projects create the need for reorganizing politics of local development with institutions who are tools of help. So the involvement of public institutions is many times truly important agencies of development as well. This is a little bit, this is my slide, this is a little bit the organizations we direct to our this availability with a logic again of not of creating consultative but a logic of sharing experiences through projects of different nature. This is why we want to thank again Connect Americas for this kind of opportunity. We want to thank all of the participants and the attendants here that you have our contact. Here you have our information. This is my direct contact. So, but if you need anything, we're available to talk any kind of collaboration that can create added value through our businesses. Yours, businesses, and our businesses. Thank you again. Thank you, Enzo. It has been a pleasure to hear you, and we take a lot of ideas because what's interesting for the different agencies of promoting exportation, also the Chamber of Commerce, it's without a doubt the way that you have already taken with the hub, the integration of different experiences that they can have with you, and also what you mentioned, the possibility of working in projects so that we can have international help. we're going to be sharing with you the presentation from Enzo, also with his information overall, so that you can have an exchange that is more bilateral with Umbria Digital Innovation Hub. Thank you very much, Enzo.